My name is Riad Bacchus, representing Consirus Agile Practices. When discussing Agile Scrum, we often jump right in, focusing on the mechanics of the methodology, without really understanding why. Why are we shifting away from an existing methodology, often traditional waterfall approach? The assumption is that waterfall is flawed and Agile Scrum is a silver bullet. But I would argue it is not the methodology that is flawed, but instead the application of the methodology to a problem, the problem of software development. If you need to cut a piece of wood in two and only have a hammer, does one blame the hammer? No, instead you acquire a saw. This is the first in a series of webinars in which I will strive to show precisely why Agile Scrum within software development is the right delivery methodology. To use a loose analogy, constructing software is similar to constructing a building. Take two examples. The first can be seen all across suburban America, the common manufactured home. The home builder will first design a model, then build an initial few. During this initial building process, the builder is gathering data points, learning about the schedule or time, money or costs associated with that home's specific layout, the scope. As the builder develops a large tract and then neighborhoods of the same model, the rate of change becomes very, very small. The rate of change is measured as the difference between planned and actual time, cost, and scope. As you can imagine, there's likely to be very little difference between manufactured home number 256 and 257. The second is a wonder of architecture and design, unique and world-renowned, the Sydney Opera House. The original construction plan estimated a schedule of approximately 4 years and a cost of $7 million. The actuals, very different, taking 15 years and costing over $102 million. That's a stunning 11-year delay and an over budget by a factor of 15. Unlike the manufactured home, the rate of change associated with the Sydney Opera House, again, the difference between planned and actual, time, cost, and scope, was significant. Both the manufactured home and the opera house are simply buildings with walls, foundation, roofs, plumbing, etc. Why then such a difference between rates of change? Consider these factors. 1. The project team. For a manufactured home, the same team will build the same home again and again across large tracts and neighborhoods. The Sydney Opera House had to assemble a new team of architects, engineers, material fabrication experts, framers, plumbers, etc., who had never worked together before. Number 2, the product. For a manufactured home, the same home or product is being built by the hundreds, perhaps thousands, in large tracts and neighborhoods. The Sydney Opera House was unique, with the exact product having never been built before. Number 3, statistical information. For a manufactured home, given the initial models, there are existing schedules, costs, and plans which can be followed. The Sydney Opera House had no frame of reference, having never been built before. Number 4, tools and technologies. For a manufactured home, the team will likely utilize common and well-known tools and materials, screwdrivers, hammers, wood, cement, etc. With the Sydney Opera House, specifically the roof, which had to be both structurally and acoustically sound, it required a new material to be designed and fabricated. Given these factors, newly assembled team, the product having never been built before, no frame of reference, and new technologies and tools available, all driving a high rate of change, the analogy is clear. The Opera House is representative of a typical software development project, much more so than your manufactured home. The rate of change is a major driver as to which methodology to adopt. If the rate of change is small, 3% or less, a predictive waterfall approach is perfectly acceptable. As the rate of change grows, a new approach is required, a more adaptive, agile approach such as Scrum. My name is Riad Bacchus for Consirus Agile Practices. Thank you and have a great day.